Hey guys, what's up? Lone Berserker here, and I'm showing a commentary 1 versus 1 for Rome Total War. I'm playing as Armenia and going up against the Scipii Romans. My army is 6 gold attack archers, and one of them has bronze defense. 2 eastern infantry, both have bronze defense. 4 gold defense heavy spearmen, a gold attack eastern general, and 3 gold attack cataphracts. So you can see my deployment. I hid my cataphracts over here, and I line my infantry up like this. And my plan with these guys is just to use them as sacrificial units. This was supposed to be a free-for-all actually, so it's set on scored resolution. So it kind of messed it up a little, but that's fine. So we'll just skip past the deployment phase. Alright, so the enemy army has a peasant, 3 archer auxilia, 5 urbans, 2 Victorian cavalry, a Roman armored general, and some hidden arcani over here. I didn't realize that during the battle, but you'll see it later. And I was looking at his army, and I thought to myself it was pretty good, but there's no upgrades here. He only upgraded his cavalry, which is a huge mistake, especially when you're going up against Armenia, when you know that your cavalry is most likely going to be worse than theirs, even though the Victorian cavalry can win if the cataphracts don't use mace. So he brings up his peasant and his archers, and I also looked at his archers. Well, he has 3 archers, I have 6, so if I focus fire, each one with 2, he can only use 1 against my 6, so I should be able to win this. And I also run up my eastern infantry. Some of my archers are in range already, but not all of them. So you can see he's pretty much losing already. And I will soon be in range of these 2. But he does get the first few shots off, which will give him the advantage. But now that my guys are in range, I should have an easier time. And I will get some kills on his urbans back here, so that was pretty good. So he moves his urbans. This is when I move up my eastern infantry, because I see his peasant. Or actually, I wasn't intending to attack the peasant. This one glitched out because of the pathfinding here. But he brings his peasant closer, and then I'll attack it. So he brings his infantry like this. I don't know why, but... So I'm lining my heavy spearmen up, and this is when I bring out my cataphracts. And I'm going to put them pretty much just over here somewhere and just leave them there for a little bit. So I think soon I'll attack his peasant here. Here I'll attack his peasant. And this is a big mistake from him. Not his peasant, but his heavier infantry, his urbans. His urbans don't need to do what they do here. I'll show you that in a minute. Yes, my eastern infantry will beat this peasant pretty easily, but still, what he does here is kind of ridiculous. So he runs up his urbans, and he begins to use his pila. This is the mistake here. They don't use it right away, but he gives them the order to in a minute here. And now they do it. This is such a waste of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of pila, or 5 volleys of pila on an eastern infantry. So this unit has already given me what I wanted it to. And then he clusters all his units up. That's when, instead of wasting my ammo on his archers, I begin to target his infantry. The unit breaks immediately, but then I put this unit in tight formation and bring it up. You can see I'm moving my cataphracts in the back there. So I'm moving up my infantry, or my eastern infantry. They get their charge bonus off. It's not much of one, but it's a charge bonus. And now I'm going to start targeting the backs of these urbans here, as you'll see in a minute. And you can see some arrows coming in. And at this point, I don't care if I hit friendly fire. It's an eastern infantry. And then here comes his arcani. He moves his cavalry over here, and he still doesn't see my cataphracts. And so my eastern infantry have been beaten, but they gave me what I wanted once again. I do move my archers back just to get them into a better formation. And this eastern infantry does come back. And he still doesn't see my cataphracts, which is really funny. And he had this one unit here. He puts them in the long grass here so they can hide. Now I'm going to focus fire on this urban here. It's down to 51 from archer fire. This is a big mistake, and in this situation I would have actually used Testudo, even though in most situations it's utterly useless. So his Arcane went away there. I line this unit up, and once again, he wastes his PLF. So this Eastern Infantry has completely given me its worth. And I actually clipped some of his cavalry here, and this unit's down to 31. And then I will turn my attention, my archer attention, to these cavalry units here. That's because I have no cavalry over here. My archers are left completely vulnerable. That's when I change my targets, and they take pretty heavy casualties, and they'll take more from that in a little bit. This is when I take my cataphracts, I charge his peasant, and as he's getting ready to charge my archers, he puts his unit into wedge. That's when I go right for his general, and he still doesn't see my cataphracts. Like you can see there, and then he realizes that my cataphracts are here, so that's when I bring up my general, and I'm just going to hold his units in place, or do as much damage as possible. And you can see the infantry fight is starting. He will crush my infantry. Heavy spearmen are not that great, but all I need them to do is hold. And you can see I pulled out my maces here, and I'm just going to bash his general at this point, along with the supporting cavalry, so there go those units. I hammer an anvil over here. My archers, I think I turned them off at this point. You can see at this point the battle's over. He just has an infantry contingent left, which is his best contingent of his whole army, but they're not upgraded once again. This is when I start launching hammer and anvils, and all his units are just going to break. So you can see that's the end there. I will get this unit in a minute. There they go. And we can speed it up. There's nothing left. Or there's one Arcane over here. There it is. But that's it at this point. My archers got a few more kills. So you can see it was a pretty tough battle, actually. Archers, in terms of his archers, he could have probably used his range. Like what he could have done is move them up to here, shot my archers, and then move them back and shot them again. So you can see it was a heroic victory in terms of the kills here and men deployed. I had 300 more men than him, and he only had 51 men remaining. So you can see the casualties inflicted there. My highest kill unit was a cataphract, which surprised me. I thought it was going to be an archer because they did really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, and bye.